Late last night, we received intelligence of a most heinous plan by Kenya Kwanza to ferry armed goons who would attack peaceful attendees of our rally in Kamukunji. These goons had expressed orders to shoot directly into the crowd while enjoying police protection. Early this morning, our crew, who had been sent to set up the stage at Kamukunji, were attacked and their equipment damaged. Some were arrested. In line with the intelligence we received, armed goons have this afternoon descended on Kamukunji grounds and shot indiscriminately into the crowd. Police have used water cannons to disperse those peaceably assembled there. In order to protect our people and avert more injury and loss of lives, we have taken the strategic decision not to proceed with the rally at Kamukunji grounds this afternoon. In any case, the police have made the point. We take this opportunity to thank Kenyans for taking up our call to fight for ourselves. This struggle is not about Azimio or any party in particular. This is now about Kenyans refusing to move on until they get a good deal. We agree with them. This time around, there's no moving on until Ruto shows a readiness to listen to and respect the people. People deserve a deal, not bullets and tear gas. Kenyans clearly understand that if they let Ruto get away with his present display of disrespect, dictatorship and contempt for the people, he will try to get away with many other bad things. Kenyans understand that suffering will be the new normal if Ruto gets away with the Finance Act and the many other dictatorial political and policy decisions he's currently pursuing. So there is no moving on until Ruto comes out openly and agrees to repeal the Finance Act and embarks on other measures to lower the cost of living. There is no moving on until Ruto comes out loud and clear with the need to have a bipartisan reconstitution of IBC, reinstatement of the fired IBC commissioners, until he commits to respect and stops interfering with other political parties. The fight for multi-party and a new constitution was so painful, so deadly, and so costly that it could not have been in vain. We did not fight for a new constitution and multi-party only for Ruto to take us back to the 1980s. Kenyans will not accept it. It will be trial by fire many times, but we have been through trial by fire before. So we soldier on. As Kenyans, we have a duty to liberate ourselves as we have always done. It has never been easy. It will not be easy, but it has to be done. With the unity and commitment, we will force Ruto to give Kenyans a good deal. We will shortly communicate the third wave and the next course of action. With the unity, we shall overcome. Any question?
I think the statement is elaborate and members of the press. I think that's enough for us.
Nataka
Okay.
kutoa shukrani kwa Wakenya wote popote wako kujitokeza na kutetea wito wetu na kujitokeza kwa njia ya amani na kufanya maandamano ya amani. Leo jamaa wameona wenyewe ati punda ya Kenya imechoka. Wamejitokeza wenyewe kila mahali, pembe zote za Kenya wamejitokeza na wameonyesha dhahiri shairi ya kwamba wako tayari kuitikia wito wetu ya kuona ya kwamba Kenya inarudi kwenye msingi bora ya utawala. Kenya wameona mengi zaidi. Gharama maisha imepanda zaidi. Watu wanaumia. Gharama ya matibabu imepanda. Karo ya shule imepanda. Nauli imepanda. Bei ya chakula hata unga na kadhalika zote zimepanda. Kwa hivyo kila kitu sasa imekuwa ni adimu kupatikana. Kenya wanajitokeza, sisi tuko pamoja na Wakenya. Sisi kama wanaazimio tuko pamoja na Wakenya. Tulisema jana na nitarudia tena, tunataka Ruto aheshimu haki ya Wakenya. Vile vile aheshimu vile Wakenya waliamua kwa upande wa uchaguzi. Wale wabunge ambao walichaguliwa na tikiti ya chama cha Azimio, kama wanataka kuvuka mpaka waende ng'ambo nyingine, wafuate sheria ambayo inatakikana, kujiuzulu, rudi kwa wananchi. Vile tunasema waache kujaribu kunyakua vyama vya Azimio kama Jubilee Party kupitia kwa ile mahakama Karagosi ambayo ameunda political party tribunal. Jubilee ni mwanachama wa Azimio na walitangaza, walifanya mkutano yao na kuteua viongozi wapya. Wawache kuingia ndani hiyo na kuleta uamuzi bandia atukujaribu kunyakua Jubilee. Hayo ni mambo ambayo yanaweza kuleta maafa katika taifa letu. Tumesema wale wabunge wa Jubilee ambao wamesema wanataka kuvuka mpaka sababu ya umalaya wa siasa waende, lakini wache chama cha Jubilee ndani ya Azimio. Yote tuko pamoja. Nataka kuambia Wakenya shukrani sana kwa ukarimu wenu, kwa ujasiri wenu, kwa ukakamavu wenu, kusimama mara na sisi kwa hii vita. Tuko pamoja na mimi na hakika tutafaulu.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Elijah Gishoro. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, press that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Like I say, this is the greatest YouTuber in the Republic of Kenya, and the A in my name stands for exactly what you need. Now, opposition leader Raila Odinga has cancelled the much hyped rally at Kamukunji. Now, the process or the procedure for today's demonstrations was just like the other one. They come to Kamukunji, they do the rally, after that they move to CBD Nairobi. So Raila Odinga claims that after receiving some intelligence reports that there shall be some goons deployed in Nairobi CBD to interfere with the demonstrations, they saw it wise to cancel the rally at Kamukunji grounds in Nairobi.
Hello? Are we ready? You may be seated. So many are ready. Yeah. Well, a statement on the second Kamukunji protest, July 12, 2023. The second Kamukunji meeting got off to an excellent start and proceeded across the country. Kenyans have come out in their numbers in eastern, northeastern, coast, Nyanza, central, western, Rift Valley, and Nairobi. As we had said, Kenyans returned in the second wave of new masses, on board in search for better life for themselves. People are determined to decide for themselves how they are going to shape their day to lives, and now that they have been abandoned by their leaders. People have come out even in the most remote parts of the country to express their displeasure with the Ruto regime. The message is out loudly and clearly that Kenyans are tired. Watu wamechoka. Kenyans are tired. People are tired of new promises on top of old promises. People are tired of being ignored. People are tired of being told what to do and when to do it. People are tired of going to bed hungry, facing the new day hungry, and returning to bed hungry. People are tired of walking from one corner of this city to another, one town to another, one office to another, trying to find a job and finding no job. Parents are tired and ashamed of returning home empty-handed in the evening after an all-day struggle to get something for their families. People are tired of economic and social stagnation they find themselves in. People are tired of rules and askaris everywhere whose sole purpose is to kick every coin we make and take it to Ruto as tax while we go home with nothing for our families. Unfortunately, our otherwise peaceful protest has been accompanied by injuries and possible deaths in various parts of the country. Police have shot, injured, and killed protesters in various parts of the country, including here in Nairobi. Scores of protesters have been arrested for participating in an exercise that is clearly protected by our Constitution. As usual, it is the police maiming and killing the people. Slowly, ours is degenerating into a police state. We must not allow it to happen to our country again. We have always said that these meetings remain peaceful until police decide to break them up with bullets and tear gas. On Monday, I was able to get into town, address Kenyans, and disperse peacefully without any injuries or deaths. This was because police did not try to break up the meeting. Yesterday, we were at Kenyatta Market. We were able to have lunch and hold impromptu meeting with the people that ended peacefully because there were no police. All our engagements are peaceful until the police show up. Late last night, we received intelligence of a most heinous plan by Kenya Kwanza to ferry armed goons who would attack peaceful attendees of our rally in Kamukunji. These goons had expressed orders to shoot directly into the crowd while enjoying police protection. Early this morning, our crew, who had been sent to set up the stage at Kamukunji, were attacked and their equipment damaged. Some were arrested. In line with the intelligence we received, armed goons have this afternoon descended on Kamukunji grounds and shot indiscriminately into the crowd. Police have used water cannons to disperse those peaceably assembled there. In order to protect our people and avert more injury and loss of lives, we have taken the strategic decision not to proceed with the rally at Kamukunji grounds this afternoon. In any case, the police have made the point. We take this opportunity to thank Kenyans for taking up our call to fight for ourselves. This struggle is not about Azimio or any party in particular. This is now about Kenyans refusing to move on until they get a good deal. We agree with them. This time around, there's no moving on until Ruto shows a readiness to listen to and respect the people. People deserve a deal, not bullets and tear gas. Kenyans clearly understand that if they let Ruto get away with his present display of disrespect, dictatorship and contempt for the people, we will try to get away with many other bad things. Kenyans understand that suffering will be the new normal if Ruto gets away with the Finance Act and the many other dictatorial political and policy decisions he's currently pursuing. So there is no moving on until Ruto comes out openly and agrees to repeal the Finance Act and embarks on other measures to lower the cost of living. There is no moving on until Ruto comes out loud and clear with the need to have a bipartisan deconstitution of IBC, reinstatement of the fired IBC commissioners, until he commits to respect and stops interfering with other political parties. The fight for multi-party and a new constitution was so painful, so deadly, and so costly that it could not have been in vain. We did not fight for a new constitution and multi-party only for Ruto to take us back to the 1980s. Kenyans will not accept it. It will be trial by fire many times, but we have been through trial by fire before. So we soldier on. As Kenyans, you have a duty to liberate ourselves as we have always done. It has never been easy. It will not be easy, but it has to be done. With the unity and commitment, we will force Ruto to give Kenyans a good deal. We will shortly communicate the third wave and the next course of action. With the unity, we shall overcome. Any question?
I think the statement is elaborate, and members of the press, I think that's enough for us.
Nataka
Okay.
kutoa shukrani kwa Wakenya wote popote wako kujitokeza na kupigia wito wetu na kujitokeza kwa njia ya amani na kufanya maandamano ya amani. Leo jamaa wameona wenyewe ati punda ya Kenya imechoka. Wamejitokeza wenyewe kila mahali pembe zote za Kenya wamejitokeza na wameonyesha dhahiri shairi ya kwamba wako tayari kuitikia wito wetu ya kuona ya kwamba Kenya inarudi kwenye msingi bora ya utawala. Kenya wameona mengi zaidi. Gharama ya maisha imepanda zaidi. Watu wanaumia. Gharama ya matibabu imepanda. Karo ya shule imepanda. Nauli imepanda. Bei ya chakula hata unga na kadhalika zote zimepanda. Kwa hivyo kila kitu sasa imekuwa ni adimu kupatikana. Kenya wanajitokeza, sisi tuko pamoja na Wakenya. Sisi kama wanaazimio tuko pamoja na Wakenya. Tulisema jana na nitarudia tena, tunataka Ruto aheshimu haki ya Wakenya. Vile vile aheshimu vile Wakenya waliamua kwa upande wa uchaguzi. Wale wabunge ambao walichaguliwa na tikiti ya chama cha Azimio, kama wanataka kuvuka mpaka waende ng'ambo nyingine, wafuate sheria ambayo inatakikana, kujiuzulu, rudi kwa wananchi. Vile tunasema waache kujaribu kunyakua vyama vya Azimio kama Jubilee Party kupitia kwa ile mahakama Karagosi ambayo ameunda Political Party Tribunal. Jubilee ni mwanachama wa Azimio na walitangaza, walifanya mkutano yao na kuteua viongozi wapya. Wawache kuingia ndani hiyo na kuleta uamuzi bandia atukujaribu kunyakua Jubilee. Hayo ni mambo ambayo yanaweza kuleta maafa katika taifa letu. Tumesema wale wabunge wa Jubilee ambao wamesema wanataka kuvuka mpaka sababu ya umalaya wa siasa waende, lakini wache chama cha Jubilee ndani ya Azimio. Yote tuko pamoja. Nataka kuambia Wakenya shukrani sana kwa ukarimu wenu, kwa ujasiri wenu, kwa ukakamavu wenu, kusimama mara na sisi kwa hii vita. Tuko pamoja na mimi na hakika tutafaulu.
Therefore, the rally remain suspended. Now, guys, I want us to delve into this issue and ask ourselves, why did Raila Odinga do that? Why did he cancel the rally? In the morning today, we saw a video whereby, in fact, the people who are given the task to organize for the rally had already come to Kamukunji and they were setting up the stage. And therefore, it was a clear indication that the rally will take place and it will happen. But as time went by, we have seen him cancel the rally. So there are many questions than answers in this decision by Raila Odinga, because one of the questions we need to ask ourselves is, why did he cancel the rally at the last minute? He had until yesterday to cancel the rally. Why did he wait to cancel the rally? But we have seen a growing trend in the Azimio demonstrations that they try to keep the police as off balance as possible. In fact, the police get shocked when they see some of the things these people do. For example, today we all knew the rally is going to take place. The police were ready, the protesters were ready, and the media was ready. In fact, the stage was even being sent. But as time went by, he has come out, and that statement is just released a very, very few minutes ago, cancelling the rally that was much anticipated. The second question we need to ask ourselves is, how comes today's demonstrations are so violent? Very violent. I've seen videos of the expressway being vandalized. The gates or the the barriers of the expressway. They've been vandalized. We've seen vehicles, particular one belonging to Citizen TV, being pelted with stones. And it begs the question, why is it that today's demonstrations were very, very extremely violent? We've seen bonfires lit along roads. We have seen ugly scenarios. But according to the opposition, Chief is saying that these leaders are goons. I mean, these people who are doing these despicable acts are goons that have been hired by the Kenya Kwanza government, so that to paint the opposition in a bad image, to paint the opposition in a bad picture. And Raila went ahead to ask. He was in Nairobi on Monday, and he peacefully addressed the residents of Nairobi on Monday. Nothing was destroyed. No property was destroyed. Nobody was killed. No property was looted. So his argument is the moment police start interfering with the protests, that is where the problem comes in. Because all these other protests, we find that the police, they normally come, they tear gas the protesters. And that's where the problems begin. After the protesters start retaliating and reacting to the tear gas. On Monday, the Raila Odinga was in the CBD and nothing happened for real. And the rally was so peaceful. He addressed Kenyans. It was a very big rally, and business came to a standstill. It was a big deal, and he made his point. Yesterday, the opposition leader was in Kenyatta Market, again addressing residents, taking lunch, and really nothing happened. So today, we have seen tear gassing of protesters in Mombasa. We've seen tear gassing Kisii, Migori, and all those other places. And indeed, it has been a very, very violent kind of protest that is not something you will wish to continue happening. The president also spoke yesterday, and he talked about the protest today. And on Friday, he was categorical that the protests will not be allowed. Why? Because one, on Friday when the protest started, 6 Kenyans lost their lives, and property was destroyed, and people lost hours, business hours, hours to do their businesses because they couldn't open the businesses. And that is the point the president is making. It is the protests are bringing losses to our country. And one of his primary role as the head of state and government is to protect life and property. And so when Kenyans start to lose life, he must act, and he must come out to protect the country. Also, the police outlawed these protests because they were claiming that there is a procedure for holding demonstrations, in as much as the demonstrations are a right, or protests, peaceful protests, are a right in the Constitution of Kenya. He was saying that the IG, the Inspector General of Police, was saying the Azimio people did not serve the police with the notice for demonstrations. And so, according to the law, they should serve police the notice for demonstrations, and the police should provide security for the demonstrators throughout that process. And therefore, seeing that they did not do that, then these protests are unlawful. But this begs the question, guys, because there have been instances. In fact, when this protests began, the opposition used to go serve the notice to the police, but the police will still disregard it, and still bar them from conducting the demonstrations. I remember even here in Murang'a, when they brought town hall meeting, they served the police with the notice, and after that, they were still not given the green light to continue the meeting. In fact, they had to do it they had to do it without really the police acceptance of them doing it. And even all the places they have served these notices, the police have never given them an express authority or told them, now it's good, go ahead and demonstrate. It has never happened. It has always been running battles and that. And so today there was other protests, especially for the Matatu Owners Association, even though they cancelled it. This is after Treasury Infrastructure or Road Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen cancelled his initial requirement that drivers must undergo a retesting. So this happened after we have seen so many accidents along Kericho Highway, and particularly the worst at Londiani, and therefore the CS wanted the drivers to be retested, and the Matatu Owners Association actually declared they will go on strike for that kind of request by the transport of CS, and he had to drop it. He actually dropped that kind of request, and it ended up without being implemented. So we'll wait to see if it will come back or not. The Matatu owners suspended their strike. Remember, these are very powerful and influential people because almost 90% of Kenyans use public transport to go to work, and not only to go to work, to do business, to go to hospitals. Transport is life. So if that is cancelled, then the government will also be at a very bad place, and even their own employees will not come to work. Imagine. So they used that bargaining power, and they were able to stop the CS from effecting his plans. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Continue liking, watching, and subscribing to my content. I'll be here to bring you everything that is worth your time. In the meantime, adios. See you in the next one.